Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's Officer Young. I'm finally back from a hiatus out of the country, and I'm ready to get back into reading some stories and some books, and hopefully just sharing a little of my thoughts about those books. So I got a neat one today called Cock-a-Doodle Hoo. It's by a guy named Mick Manning and Brita Granstrom. Take a look here what we got. All right. Cock-a-Doodle Hoo. Like a nice, stormy, rainy night on the farm. And if you see, there looks like an owl trying to get through the field. One stormy night, an owl walked into a farmyard. He was cold, lost, and lonely, with no place to go. So he squeezed through a hole in a shed. It was warm and cozy in there, and he fell fast asleep. There's our owl. In the morning, Owl woke to a nip and a pinch. He heard clucking and squawking. He was surrounded by bony feet and beady eyes. You know where he was? He was in a hen house. I bet that was a surprise. Waking up in a hen house? He's no hen. He's no rooster. We need a rooster. Whoo! What a shame. We could give him a try. I don't think these hens like this owl very much. They're being pretty mean. And unfortunately, I've seen that happen, and it's happened to me. People don't know who I am, or I'm different. Can he peck like a rooster? Said one bossy hen. Owl tried to peck. The hens awarded him no points for pecking. Can he scratch like a rooster? Owl tried to scratch. No points for scratching. Can he cock-a-doodle-doo like a rooster? Owl tried to cock-a-doodle. Hoo! No points for cock-a-doodling. Look at all the things that have happened here. He's trying to scratch. He's trying to peck. And of course he can't cock-a-doodle. I'm not very good at that either. What a clown. What a loser. He'll have to go. Oh my gosh, these hens are not very nice at all. Hoo hoo, cried Owl sadly. He liked the warm, cozy hen house and the yard dappled with spring sunshine. The speckled hen put her bony wings around him. I'll teach you how to be a rooster, she clucked. Look, out of all of those mean ones, all it took was one person, one hen, to try to be nice. And she did. Owl learned how to march up and down, guard the hen house, and puff out his feathers. He was doing very well. All right. He's starting to become a rooster, or act like a rooster, until the other hen said, try a cock-a-doodle. Owl tried very hard. He tried his best. But he was just an owl after all, and he just hooted like an owl. Whoo! The other hens were not impressed. They called him Google Eyes. One said, a rooster must cock-a-doodle. All he does is hoot. What sort of an egg did you hatch out of? A square one? This is not a very nice group of hens. I don't know why the owl would want to hang out with them. They're not very nice to him. In fact, Owl got cross. He'd had enough. He was hungry and he was fed up with the silly hens. So he said, I'm an owl, not a fowl. Owls aren't hens. We hoot in the moonlight. We don't peck corn, we catch. We catch. See what happens? He finally got a little bit upset. He said what he was thinking. He was hurt. We've all felt that way. I know I have. And then he hears rats, squawked a hen, peering into the hen house. A rat is in our hen house. Now, those of you who know anything about hens and chickens and animals know that rats are a very bad thing in a hen house. The rat was stealing eggs, eating corn, chasing chicks. When Owl heard this, he pricked up his ear tufts. He flexed his sharp claws and stretched his soft wings. Then silently, as a floating feather, he flew across the hen house. This is what owls do best. Snip, snap. He caught the rat and gobbled it up. The rat was tasty and delicious. The hens were speechless. They fussed around Owl in a flurry of feathers and clucks. Oh my goodness, look. I think they start to like him. And Owl puffed out his chest with a swagger and a shout. Cock-a-doodle-hoo! Our own very special rooster, one said. A beautiful, google-eyed rooster, said another. Our hero, our rat-catching owl. Wow. Once they got to know him and see what he was useful in his talents, they loved him. Now watch this. And then the farmer comes out the next day. Look at him scratching his head. All the chicks and hens are following the owl. I bet that did surprise the farmer. This is a cute little book. It really is a good example of what happens in our lives, and particularly in schools. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. And so just remember this story one day when you feel like you're being picked on and nobody likes you, and some of those feelings that we get even as adults. Maybe think back to the owl and how he was useful and his talents, and even though he was different, he became useful and talented for the others. So I hope you all have had a great week. Hopefully we'll be back in school with the next month or so. I'll continue reading some of the books, and I really look forward to seeing your all's faces and just seeing the smiles and the laughs and telling the stories and sharing things about what's going on in our lives and how we can all grow better and stronger and bigger and faster and smarter. So until then, peace.